Prasanna Sailanathan, Chief Operating Officer of Talent Development Malaysia, Sdn Bhd. I started my first job in Malaysia as a marketing manager in a private institution. And in that institution, I learned everything from the bottom, right? From making coffee and tea for my CEO, to the business operations, to sales, to managing students, the whole back end of the job. Along the way, I started talking to people in the industries. And what happened is that I identified a gap between the TVET education and what the industries want. And that's how talent development was born. So I pitched this idea to a few people, and naturally people will say that you're crazy, it's not doable. And at one point I just decided to take a leap of faith. I quit my job. I was jobless for a year and I was refining my business plan. I met a very kind soul who guided me, and he always mentored me and told me that, this is not right, this is not right. And I went back, I refined my business plan many times. It just came down to a point where it was a do or die situation for me. That one last day that I met this individual, and he just said, no, I think this is workable, And that's how I met my partner right now. We sat down, we had a long discussion, and he bought into the idea. I'm very grateful for that. And this is how I got into this industry, running talent development today. During that time, we went knocking on doors, knocked on Siemens' door. Very fortunate enough, a global company, a big player like them, gave us an opportunity to run their certification, their industry-based certification programs for them. We are the only ones at the moment to run the Siemens Mechatronic System certification program in the whole of ASEAN. Our MERS training IWCF certification, we are the only MERS training center here in ASEAN. And that's how this whole thing was born. Our competitive advantage is that we are always constantly researching for new ideas. We travel, we read a lot, we follow up with all the technology updates around the world. Because sometimes we also need to understand that it takes a few years for it to come here. So what we do is that we have that idea, we study, and we want to bring it across to Malaysia. We are a very competitive country. That's how we stay relevant. We read a lot, we gauge new ideas, we talk to people, we talk to industries. Every problem, there is a solution. So in this industry that I'm in, as long as I can solve manufacturers' problems, that's how I stay relevant. I sacrificed a lot of relationships around me. It came to a point where it was what I wanted versus what everybody wanted for me. Like I said, I took a leap of faith and I decided to just go ahead and do it. There were days I felt very broken, but one thing about being an entrepreneur is that nobody is going to pick you up. Nobody is going to pick you up. And you have to find that strength and that spirit in you to pick yourself up every single day to keep going, And it's never easy meeting people, doing paperwork. I did the business started off from my home. Nobody understood what was I doing. I miss the days where I would be able to go out with my friends and do a lot of fun things. But I smile at myself because I have what I want. It was a dream. It was always been a dream of mine to have something like this. But I never knew how painstaking it would be to get here. At the end of the day, I want to go to bed and wake up. I'm just so happy, and I love what I do. I love the team that I have around me.